Hey everyone, welcome back to the Open Coder. Today I'm going to be going over a recent issue that I solved on this LRN Web Components repo, and I'll show you the process I went through to get it working and adding a complete new attribute to the Wikipedia query component. So this Wikipedia query is just a simple component that will retrieve a Wikipedia page or an article and embed it in the page. And it uses an intersection observer to load the information as you're scrolling down the page. So that one is actually empty, so it won't show anything. And then this one you can see, if you look up Polymer, this is what it will come up with. I added this new attribute called, this is the code for that demo, called language. And so language uses this 2-letter variable that Wikipedia puts in front of all of its URLs to say like which Wikipedia to search or which language to use. And so the issue was that it kept loading in Spanish because one of these URLs here, I think it's this one, had ES instead of EN, so it was using Spanish instead of English. But instead of just solving that one letter fix, I added a completely new attribute to basically allow the user to set whatever language they want with this component. So up here we set the default language is based on whatever the browser is using. And if that can't be found, we use English. But if you're setting the language, it will override, like in here, this one uses Japan, it'll override the English. You can see that that's in Japanese. So if we go to the code, you can see all I'm really doing is creating this variable. And anytime that we're using the URL wikipedia.org, we're putting the 2-letter code in front of it. And so I first initially just tried to get this working with this demo. And then once that was working, I was able to go into the Hacks editor, which uses these components to start having it pop up in there. So in Hacks, I allowed it, right here you can see I allowed it to have English, Spanish, French, German, or Japanese just as a start, but you could go hundreds more languages if you wanted to, just because Wikipedia is such a large organization. So if we go and load that up, I can show you what it looks like. This will load up real quick. And while I was going through this, I didn't really run into too many problems other than trying to figure out the kind of the structure of this repo and trying to understand some of the ins and outs of working with the default browser language and stuff like that. So while this loads, there we go. Should work now. We can go to Wikipedia query or Wikipedia article. You'll see it defaults to English here, but say we want to use German, and it changes on the fly, or we can put, I don't know, Easter today, so we'll put Easter and English. Let's see if there's a French article for it. Yep. Yeah, that's the basic workflow I went through to get that working. So thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.